Good evening, everyone. I'm Jason Scorza, Associate Provost for Global Learning here at Fairleigh Dickinson University. It's my pleasure to welcome you all tonight to our first UN Pathways lecture of the fall semester of 2009. We are honored, no privilege, to have with us today the Deputy Permanent Representative of Vietnam. His name is Boi Tay Giang. I hope I say this at least agreeably. He will be interviewed by our old friend, Ambassador Kamal of Pakistan. There are many things I could say about Kamal. He is a professor, he is a scholar, he is a diplomat. He is not only a card-carrying member of the UN Mafia, he is in fact the Don. You will be, of course, respectful in his presence. I'm going to lay out some ground rules for you before we start the program. First of all, please turn cell phones off. Pagers, electronic devices, things that go ping, all turned off. We are recording the session on video, and the video will be streamed on the university's website. Secondly, our student assistants are or have distributed program evaluation forms. If you have not received one, if you could just signal with your hand, one of the young fellows will come down the aisle and give you an evaluation form. And I would ask you to fill them out and then drop them off at the reception table on your way out of the lecture. Finally, this is a series of programs that we run at Fairleigh Dickinson University each year. We will have 2 lectures this semester on our Metropolitan campus in Teaneck, 2 lectures in Madison, and a series of 2 video conferences which broadcast from the ITV rooms on both campuses. I urge you to look at our website. It's globaleducation.edu for the full schedule, and I hope I'll see you at many other events this semester. The topic for our program tonight is Vietnam in its region and in the world. The image of Vietnam, I think, that many of us have is probably sort of trapped in time. For 40 years, the foreign policy of the United States, the defense policy of the United States, was informed by a tragic conflict between the United States and what has come to be the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. The images we have are from films, they're from television, they're from news accounts, they're from images of bombings. But that is not the Vietnam that we welcome today. Over the past 15 years, the relationship between the United States and the Socialist Republic of Vietnam has evolved in ways that those of us who came of age in the aftermath of the conflict never would have imagined. From the opening of embassies in 1995 to the establishment of bilateral trade relationships in 2001 to the complete normalization of relationships with the Socialist Republic of Vietnam in 2007, 2008, to a news account I read just this week that members of the United States Air Force are in Vietnam today on a humanitarian mission. I think that sometimes the world gets better. It doesn't always get worse. And hopefully we can celebrate some of that getting better together this evening. So please, Ambassador Kamal, take it away.
Thank you, sir. Ambassador Bui, welcome to Fairleigh Dickinson. Welcome to Madame Tran and to your colleague, Mr. Le Viet Tan. This is an unusual occasion for us at Fairleigh Dickinson because it's the first time that we are receiving the representative of an enemy state, a communist state, a member of the Security Council, and so a state which is currently undergoing some terrible natural disasters in the country. You're going through devastating floods. And so we feel for you and would like to welcome you in spite of a history which is checkered with deforestation and gas and fighting and bombs against your country. Tell me, first of all, what is the meaning of the word Viet? For us in the United States, Viet means bad, horrible. What is the origin of that word?
Well, before answering your very difficult question, let me...
That's only the first.
Let me first of all thank you, Mr. Scoza, and ladies and gentlemen, friends, future colleagues, for inviting me to this important event, and the event which is very significant, as Ambassador Kamal has said. Well, it's true that we have had, by we I mean the two countries, have had a bitter past, I don't know how you interpret the word Viet as such, but for us, Viet means, let me be very sincere, but with full respect for the meaning of the word. When you say Viet, we mean superiority. So I don't know how you get that meaning in English.
Well, so you say you are Viet, which is superior, and Kamal incidentally means perfect. So you are superior to perfect. Congratulations.
Well, by superiority, we don't mean in comparison with any others. We just mean superior to ourselves.
Good. Tell me, it's an unusual country, Vietnam. Most of our memories about Vietnam are only because of the Vietnam War. But tell us something about the country other than the war. It's a long, narrow country. It appears to us from the floods that it is very flat. Is that true? The fact that it is so long, does it mean that it is divided into a north and a south? Because we always heard of a city called Saigon and another one called Hanoi. Are these two different cultures in the country, or is it truly a unified country with a unified culture?
Well, I'm afraid you have a rather long question requiring a long answer. Well, first of all, it's extremely difficult, almost impossible, to separate Vietnam from war. Believe me, if I tell you that for 100 years of the last century, we had only 6 years in full peace, true peace. Even you may recall that the French first came to our country, not as missionaries, not as traders, but as invaders in 1858. They stayed until 1945, when we won independence from them with our Declaration of Independence, with a very important quote from your independence speech. But the independence we won on the 2nd of September 1945 lasted less than a week. When the French came back